similarly like what we earlier doing for the rational expression simplified version. We need to find their LCD, right? This is two different fractions. We need to do the calculation. Mostly we make sure that the denominator is the same. So what's the since one is B, one is D, what's the least common denominator, I'm sorry, is BD, right? Because B different to D, so you need it to be, you can B times D, at least time B, this side times B, at least left side times D. So right now the numerator became the same, they have the same. When the denominator became the same, the numerator should be at the same, right? So it means AD times CB. Do you notice this one actually is called proportion property. A times D equal B times C. This is called proportion property. So you can see this example, what are we doing here? This is also have the proportion property. So it means both sides. This means both sides times 10. You can use the proportion property, say 10 times x equal 5 times 6, 30, right? So x equals 3, you can get it here. Or you can do, let's say, both sides times their least common denominator. 5 and 10, their least common denominator is 10, right? So both sides times 10 times 10. So you can got a 10x. I'm sorry, you got 2x equal 60, is 6, right? So x equals 3. So their result is, you've got a solution x equals 3. Where it's come from? It's come from here, right? So all right, let's overextend kinds of examples. So find rational expression, just make similar kinds of examples. Make these kinds of expression more complicated. Sometimes the denominator is not only one term, sometimes have two terms, not only one term, have two terms. All right, let's see one example here. Oh, someone clear my whiteboard. All right, so let's clear my drawings. Let's go next one. See one example. So right now it's very simplified cases. You can do it very quickly, right? Right now, like say your x got 3 out of the equation quickly. So let's change a little bit challenging part cases. Some these kinds of expression. Oh, some more people coming. Who is wasn't me? Who was joined wasn't me? Can you change your name to your own name? Rename it. Okay. So let's see this one. So this is x. So this is a little bit complicated, right? It's not so earlier cases say, compare the earlier cases, this one will be more complicated. So how we do this one? The same thing, we need to find out what's the least common denominator, LCD, all right? We need to find the LCD. So how we find out this LCD? Is this one considered one factor? And this one factor or this one factor? If put these 3 different factors, looks like very complicated, right? But we need a close look at this one. That's something like this trinomial denominator can be further factor into x plus 6, x minus 5, right? So you can see this one actually is, the common factor is the x minus 5 and x, I'm sorry, here is x plus 6. So their LCD would be 1. Their LCD will be x plus 6, x minus 5. So you can do like this. Both part, left part, both all time x plus 6, x minus 5. is both sides. X plus 6, X minus 5, right? So we distribute inside. What do we got here? So this is the same, so it will be left behind 4x. What about this part? When you distribute inside, it became 2x plus 6 is left behind, right? And what about right part? Right part, since x plus 6, x plus is the same, they factor out, left hand is x minus 5. So you can see this case is more simplified version. After do the both side, left side and right side times the least common denominator. But just need to keep in mind, this is the denominator, and this part cannot be equal 0. That's most important, because of just like earlier saying, if they equal 0 means this equation is undefined. It means x cannot equal -6, cannot equal 5, right? Let's keep it in mind first. So, all right, so let's keep more on this one. So after became these kinds of equation will be more easy, right? So here will be C, 4x, 2x, and x, right? So it became 5x, right? And right part is -12 plus -5, -17. Oh, this one, don't let me write, look something wrong here. So x equal -17 over 5. Got it? So you can check, need to check here. They are not conflict to each other, right? This one say x cannot equal -6, 5, but this one say x equal -17 over 5. So they are not conflict to each other. So the final answer should be this one, is be fine. So it's easy. So the first step is kind of complicated, right? So you need to find the LCD. Brian, what's going on?
Step on my head.
Brian hurt you?
Step on my head. Only 3 people, the one is a Lego.
Oh no. All right, then you go outside and play a little by yourself a little while. Daddy still teaching kids, teaching the classes here.
I want to play outside too.
Sorry for that. So Brian, do you want to join us? You can see most of them.
Yeah.
All right, let's do together here. Come on. So all right, everyone can see here. All right. So you guys, can you find? Yeah.
Okay.
Shh. If you want to stay here, you need to keep quiet, Brian. All right. So these kinds of cases have rational expression kinds of process. After the first step, and you go to the second step, is way much easier, right? So looks like need some basic knowledge is how to find the CD, LCD. Before you find LCD, you better need to be check each of the denominator can be further factor or not, because of like this one, you cannot use this one as the one term. If you factor it, you can find out they have common term, something x minus 5, x minus 5. So LCD would be more simplified version. If you find too complicated version, you better to take a look if these kinds of can be further factored or not. All right, so let's move next example to see which one can be seen, if there are anything different cases. See this example. Let me put this one right here. All right, can you guys take a notebook? Take out, do this one, maybe try. All right. This is easy one case. All right. I didn't like to put too much complicated. All right, see this one first. What's the LCD for this one? Can you guys answer?
12.
12, yep, that's right. So 12 is, so both sides times 12, right? 12 is kind of here, right? So both sides can be times 12. So you can distribute inside, right? So you can got 3x plus 4 minus 4 times x minus 3 equal 11, right? After you take final LCD times both sides, so got a more easy case here. So what's next? So here it became negative x, right? It's 12 plus 12, it became 24. And 24 moved to the right, negative 24 plus 11, right? So x got 13. You guys got it? So this one, we can double check it. So you guys can double check this one. I think it would be easy for you guys to do the next to check in progress. So let's see another example. So this one is the cases as what I give the example earlier. We needed to find out their LCD. Before finding LCD, we still need to talk to make sure to check each of the denominator can be further factor or not before we're doing that. All right. Someone trading, I know someone is trading. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, but no, I cannot see. So,
Someone's butt.
okay. Nope, Ryan, I don't let you control my board now. Okay, all right. So, what's going on to my screen? Okay, so this case is, you can see this one can be what? Can be further factored, right? Can be further factored. This can be further factored. Oh man. Okay, please don't draw in here. All right, thank you. Okay, so this one x can be further. If you know earlier factor trinomials, please know this one quickly, right? X minus 7, x plus 2, right? Right, so you can see their common factor, the LCD would be what? LCD will be this one, right? So both sides times this LCD, just the same thing, say x, this LCD is since used it as the denominator, which cannot be 0. So x cannot equal -7, cannot equal +7, -2. Just keep this in mind, all right? All right, so both part times the least denominator, x minus 7, x plus 2. You do the same time here, x plus 7, x minus 2, right? So, sorry, here, x minus 7, x plus 2. So after distributed inside, both these kinds distributed inside here. Hello. So this part became 6x, right? For this part became 3x minus 7. For the right part x minus 7, x minus 7 can be factored out, it became x plus 2. So complicated case. Okay, so simplified version, too easy version, right? So 6x minus 3x minus x became 2x, right? So here is negative 21, move to the right, it became 23 on the right hand. Sorry, negative 19, right? This negative 19. So x equal what? negative 19 over 2. So delay conflicted to this one, the LCD results, they are not, right? So this result is safe, right? Let's keep this one as the solution. All right, let's move on next one. So did anyone write this down on a note? Sometimes I put a record here. You can see on the YouTube maybe later, but sometimes I don't have time to edit, so it will be a little bit delay. You'd better write down on your notebook. In your notebook, make sure you.
We're on YouTube.
Yes, I sometimes put the last week one on YouTube, but take it too long time. I don't know how to edit editing, so it's take a little bit longer time.
Yeah, June, the 1 week that you said you lost your notebook, that's on YouTube.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Let's go next one. Let's go another example here. All right. So did you guys all write down these examples already? I will clear it and go to the next one. All right. So see this example. All right. It's like these examples. These examples, obviously, only one denominator is x plus x minus 2, right? So x minus cannot be equal 0. Just keep in mind, the LCD, this LCD is only one term, and x cannot equal positive 2. All right, so both left and right part time x minus 2. And let me use different color, right? X minus both x minus 2. All right, after distributing side, we need time here and time here. So it's got x minus 2x, this x squared minus 2x plus 14, right? For right part, this one distributed inside would have became 7x plus x minus 2, right? Okay, so move the combine like terms. Combine like terms. Oh no, who do drawing this one? Please do not do that. So this is, it became negative 10x, right? And here became 16. So can you guys do this one? Do you know how to factor this one? Anyone, can you guys factor this one? 16 can be divided, factor into negative 2, negative 8, right? So x equal 2 or 8. Is it correct? Is it correct? Anyone can answer? Can hear me?
I think
No.
yes.
So which is x equal 2 and x equal 8? Is it correct?
Yes.
You can see this one. X cannot equal 2. Right? So this part.
So no.
So this part you need to take it away. Because of x equal 2, the denominator will be 0, right? So x cannot equal 2. Only 8 is the answer, right? Okay. Got it?
Sure.
Okay. Well, good. Very good. So since it's the same examples, let me give another example here. So take your note, please do this one. Can you guys do this one? Take your notebook out, do this one. Okay, I can hear you. And someone singing very good.
Stop singing. It sounds trash.
Okay, so so what's the answer of this one? You guys did some in your notebook? So x minus 5 is one of this one is the LCD, right? It cannot be equal 0. So x cannot equal 5 first. Make sure, please keep this in mind. So both sides times x minus 5, all right? Both sides times x minus 5. So if you guys, someone can observe very quickly, you can maybe notice something like this. X, put this part together, right? You can notice like this, equal -7. And this is 1, right? So X equal -8. All right, so see, only one answer is X equal -8. X cannot equal 5. Did you guys notice here? If we move this part, this right, this one to the left, they will be combined like this. So this one became 1, right? So it became like this x plus 1 equal -7, x equal -8. All right. Okay, let's move on to another one. A question here. So we didn't do very complicated cases. Some of the cases, just like earlier we say, need to be factor the denominator if they are too complicated. You needed to factor this one firstly before find the least common denominator. Least common denominator is the core technology, core part to find the answers quickly. All right, let me find out some of our homework part to do this one. So this chapter we will be end soon. It's very quick soon. We will be move to the next section called radical. Did you guys learn radical?
No.
All right, before we still have 10 minutes, about 10 minutes in these classes. And before we move to other examples, I need to show you today's homework code. Where's going to go? Today's homework code is right here. Please check your home. 118947. Can you please write down this code? And will be solve the rational expression equations. All right. I said its deadline is March 27. It's about 2 weeks away. So I give you guys enough time to do the work. So I think someone already began to do the homework. Yeah, ask after last 1:30 class, someone already began to do this homework.
Weird.
Yep, something like this is questions. Let me give one example here. All right.
0 people did it.
Yeah, this is one of the homework. Okay. So you can see these kinds of homework. So what's the least common denominator? It will be 3x times x minus 2, right? Right. right? So you can see x cannot equal 2, x cannot equal 0, all right? So you need to do this one. Let's give you a hint here. So let's see this one. It's actually a good example here. So you first step, you need to find LCD, all right? So something like this LCD is 3x times x minus 2, right? So both sides times LCD. Just keep in mind here, x cannot equal 0, x cannot equal 2. That's the part before we do further. So both sides times this LCD. So it means both sides need times 3x, x minus 2. 3x, x minus 2, right? So distribute inside here. So you got a what? X minus 2, x plus 2, right? When you distribute second one, so x minus 2 is gone, it's minus 3x. And right part here is 3x is the common factor, so they are factor out. So what's the left behind? 3x minus 2, right? Okay, so here you can get x squared minus 4 minus 3x. What's the right part? X squared minus 5x plus 6. So x squared, these like terms can be gone, disappeared because of their, and then combine like terms, it became 2x, right? And this part move to the right, became 10. All right, we have 10 minutes left, so don't worry about that. We still have 10 minutes left. So x equal 5. Earlier we say x cannot equal 0, x cannot equal 2 right here. They don't conflict each other. So all x equal 2, x equal 5 right here, right? So you can use put this number into the earlier equation to double check it, it's correct or not. All right, so that's all for today's topic. Try to find the solution that's containing rational expressions. It's complicated, especially when you find LCD time both sides, and you will be making it more simplified cases to get the solutions. So that's all for today, okay? So did you guys still have any questions about this part? Anyone have question? Anyone can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys record, have the homework code, right?
Yeah.
Let me post a little bit later on the WeChat kind of group, you let your parents know. So make sure you have it, and even you forgot it, maybe your parents still have it to assess this homework. All right, that's all for today. I think a pretty informative kinds of examples to talk about this rational expression equation. Actually, we use the most knowledge about rational expression, how to simplify, how to time together, multiply, how to divide, and then addition and subtraction. So many kinds of cases together. And right now we use the earlier knowledge, like proportion, rational expression proportion part. Actually, this part is, I think maybe teach you guys have already learned in the pre-algebra. So use that kinds of property as well here and get the solutions. And before the solutions, try to make sure when the rational expression was undefined, and just means LCD cannot be equal 0. And so double confirm that result if any solutions is conflicted to the LCD when they equal 0. So if the one is conflicted each other, make sure take the solution out of the solution. Okay, that's all for today. So hopefully see you next week, and hope everyone keeps safety at home and have some fun with math. All right, see you later.
Bye.
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 Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye. Bird.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Have a good day.
Bird now. Bird.